Hi there. I want to say a little bit today in video number 4 in the Sex and Abuse series, a little bit about that beginning period, that beginning grooming period, because I think in the day we're in at the moment with the casual scene and what have you, it's quite important to understand the grooming period as far as our safe relationship training umbrella is concerned, and our safe relationship toolbox, which needs to include the ability to take care of ourselves in the dating scene, because it's those initial periods when we're going to be able to suss out who the other person is, where they're coming from, and to save us potentially a lot of time. So I'm going to say a little bit today about that initial period. And it is possible in that beginning period to be able to discern who the other person is and where they're coming from. And one of the ways we can do that is to use our intuition. And we need to look at sex in the context of our safety, primarily in those initial stages. And I've got some other videos over there on safe dating and what have you, so have a little look at those. So today we're looking at the context of sex and how that can be used in the initial stages. And of course, to be able to get us to do anything, people need to use something to draw us in with. And very often, what can be used will be some sort of flattery and attention, of course, telling us how wonderful we are, how beautiful we are, how good looking we are if you're a man, to draw you in and to be able to get your trust in those initial stages. And if someone is grooming you for the long term, they're going to invest quite a bit in those initial stages, because then they know that there's going to be quite a long payoff somewhere down the line. So we look at those initial stages, we look at that initial conversation, what's being said, how are we being treated, how do we feel inside in the presence of this person, and how might sex be used in that context. Are we being drawn into a sexual relationship very early? Are we being drawn into a potentially dangerous, casual encounter with a stranger? And if we've just met someone, they are a stranger. What's being set up in those initial stages? How is sex fitting in with that? How might sex be used to draw us in? In the other videos, I've mentioned the fact that sex can be used in a number of ways, and it also can be used in the initial stages to draw us in, because people know that we like to have validation, and they can draw us in through validation and affirmation, and to get us into a casual setup potentially, sometimes by presenting themselves as a bona fide relationship candidate. So those initial stages are quite important in terms of the groomer and in terms of the person being groomed as well, because they've got the opportunity to identify this person in the early stages before they place themselves in any danger. And so having the ability, as I always say, and I use this myself, having the ability to walk away is a very powerful tool that I keep in my own safe relationship toolbox. So those initial stages, looking at see if there's a grooming process being set up, see if sex is being used as a hook. And good sex, as I mentioned in my other videos, is a strong hook for a lot of people. And as is compliments, lots of love bombing and what have you. So those initial stages, sex can be used in the dating realm to hook someone into a potentially dangerous situation somewhere down the line by presenting themselves with a facade that is very good, very convincing, and very much in line with who we are. So they may use mirroring to reflect back to you aspects of yourself so that you come to trust them. Are they like me, so I can trust them? And we're compatible as well. And they will use sexual compatibility in the early stages in order to draw us in as well. So just a few tips there really I wanted to give you today. But as always, stay safe and very happy. Bye-bye.